right, you guys. So I wanted to talk a little bit about finding my tribe. That was the thought of the day. And all as usual, a lot to unpack. But I'm going to start with the good, the bad, and the ugly of yesterday. So the good is I got out and got some fresh air. That's always a good thing. The bad is I had a couple of occasions where someone literally tried to run me over. And we'll dig into that again a little bit later. And the ugly is I feel like I'm gaining a little bit of weight. Um, so on finding my tribe, the first time that terminology came to me, I was looking at someone's bucket list of 40 things to do. I guess before 40, I'm way past that. I was way past it when I found it. But finding my tribe is really important to me. And finding your tribe basically means, as I stated in my thought of the day this morning, finding people and places with value systems that are similar to yours. In this day and age, I find it harder and harder, and I find myself even faltering on at least, well, on one of the value systems. And every now and then, as you guys know, profanity. You know, um, back about 5 or 6 years back, I tried to post ads looking for accountability partners um, to make sure that didn't occur. But it's here, and I do want it to go away. But again, that's who my tribe is, people that are morally conscious. And even if they're not perfect, they are at least making an attempt to work on those things. They are not using the excuse that, hey, no one's perfect. They are making an attempt to work on those things that they need to improve on. My tribe is that, making an attempt, no excuses to get towards your goal. Um, One thing that I've learned in my older age that I found is changing about me is before where I wouldn't ask for help, because I never needed it. Now I do, and the help that I ask for is, oh, I need a friend, I need support, but really, perhaps that's me trying to bend and fit into everyone else so that that will make me more likable or more friendship worthy. But, maybe that's not the answer. Maybe it is you stand tall on your two feet and stand firm, 10 toes down, grounded, and you stand until you can't stand anymore. But we'll see. I'm still, my emotions are a little bit different on that. I think it's my older age kind of seeping in. But let me tell you about getting run over yesterday intentionally. So last night I went out because I got a little hungry and I said, well, I wouldn't mind having some sauce and chips. I thought about going to La Jalisco's again. But I said, I was iffy about it because I was like, I really am not in a mood to be out dining. They do have a grocery store attached, so I could have purchased my cilantro and my ginger to make my marinades and things like that. But as I began walking, I was like, no, I'll go this other way, and you know, so I could pick up my watch battery and perhaps pick up some items on an app with a grocery store that's that way. I did find the other food accommodations, but as I walked across the street, there's a huge parking lot, and at that time it was dark. The There's a beauty supply store on the way to the grocery store. I didn't go there. I don't normally go there, but the parking lot is huge. There's only a few places to park. As I was walking, and this is scary, you guys. As I was walking up to through that, and I was walking on the sidewalk, huge empty parking lot. The only place there that's open is that beauty supply store. It was before I got there, but this huge white truck came barreling towards me, and I'm looking like, why is it even coming this way? There's nothing over here. I'm on the sidewalk, and it looked like it was trying to make an attempt to hit me. And so at that point, I'm looking like, what is that? But in the future, I'm going to continue to get the license plates. But as I did that, they pulled up, and it was like almost like they wanted to keep going onto the sidewalk, right? It wasn't even in front of that store. So it's really weird, and it was just a real weird feeling. I was like, I can't believe that. Then I continued on, and I went to the store, I got what I needed to get, and then on my way back, crossing the street, I had the light in the right of way. Of course, there's a car. She sees me, But instead of stopping, she continues to go. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So the next car pulls up. There's a guy there, and he sees me. And then he proceeds to look the other way as if he doesn't see me. And I'm like, surely he sees me. So I start to continue. And then as soon as I start, he hits the grass. And it was like he had a partner in the car with him that was just like, that person's here. And then they made an agreement that they both were going to look away. And he stopped short of hitting me. He didn't blow the horn or anything. And he tried to make this big show of, oh, I almost hit you, not saying anything, but just with facial expression because he knew that I was looking. But it was almost as if he was intentionally trying to hit me. He wanted to prove a point, that I don't care. You don't cross the street, period. Right? And he was just shy of me, but he was intending to try to bump me at least to make his point. I'm gonna tell you something. And then as I continued to walk across the street, this lady saw it and she was like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I was like, "Oh, that was intentional." And she was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." And the thing about it, if someone was looking, because he looked at me, then he made it intentional to not look back, to keep looking that way and waited till I started to go. So anyone looking at him would have said, okay, he didn't see her because he was looking that way. But he locked eyes with me and looked away intentionally. So the world that we're living in, and like I said, is really odd to me because, like I said, September 13th, um, this car, when I say came out of nowhere, the car was like 2 or 3 blocks back at a light, and I was crossing an intersection, and he just floored it, and bam, knocked my whole car over. I think that I was intended to be dead at that point. Um, I'm surprised I made it out. I'm glad that I did. I had an airbag, seatbelt held me in. The way that it connected was right in the midsection, so it didn't break. You know, I don't know if I had the window down or what, but yeah. So I'm hoping there's no calling on my life in that regards because I like my life and I want to live, but it's just too many coincidences happening all together and I'm way too careful. So I want to live. I mean, I could have been crippled. That guy wouldn't have cared less. His intention was to hit me, at least bump me. And he was like, "Oh, I didn't bump you." So just wanted to share that. But this goes back to finding my tribe, and that I'm finding a lot of people more and more, it seems to me, don't have a value system in place. I've had people say specifically, and being someone in those situations that I talked about, nobody really cares what I think or what my opinion is, and they know that particularly I don't have a voice, and that's why I want to create a voice for myself and others like me. Um, but I've seen people you would never think would do some of the things that they do, but because they show what they want to show to who they want to show it, and it's very deceptive and it's quite frightening. I remember, so again, about finding your tribe. My tribe are people that are honest, people that are based on truth, people that are caring, that are compassionate. The kind of person, if you see someone walking across the street, you stop, you look both ways, and you make sure that you're looking. You look left and right, then left, then right again. You make sure that you're looking out for people. You're not intentionally trying to hurt anybody in any way. And the second thing is, my tribe are people that love learning, that love knowledge, that love to learn new things. So always looking for knowledge and to learn. For people that are trying to connect authentically, not by anything manipulative or anything fake, but authentically connect. Those are my tribe. And there's such a cliche saying, last of a dying breed, but I can't seem to find any members of that tribe. And but that's my tribe and that's who I am. So hopefully, on the internet, if I can put that out there, I will find like people. I guess worst of worst, I find people to manipulate me based on that, but I hope not. I hope my spirit of discernment um, will keep those people away. But that's my tribe, you know. Um, really, they had a movie in the 80s called, I think, Desperately Seeking Susan. I'm desperately seeking my tribe. I'm looking for my tribe. And hopefully, there's at least one, one other unicorn out there, one other person. If not, then I will have to, revamp my thinking on that and, just keep my feet on the ground. And um, I have to get rid of that vulnerability. That vulnerability now is, I think, is my age. I'm wanting to find members of my tribe. But so this long version, just a little bit about myself, and sometimes I try to tie it all into the thought of the day at the same time. But I post a couple different places, so I wanted to keep it short enough so I could post somewhere else. But that's okay. They can come here if they want to hear my story about finding my tribe. So that's the type of people that I'm looking for. Um, the only warning I have for me is that I've been through a little bit. So even though I do want to connect, I am a loner by habit. So it would have to be like scheduled, like, we have to have an initial spark, then after that, once a week we connect, or once a month, or every once, once a month, something, just check in to say hello and see how you're doing. But that's it. But anyways, I love you guys. That is my commentary, my personal experience about the finding your tribe thought of the day.